Clash of Clans podcast, OG, episode 92. And welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Scotty 827, joined live in studio by the savior of the day, of the struggle bus, I should say, Smitty from SmittyPlaysClash. How's it going, man?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Scotty?
Good. I'm excited to talk to you. It's been
Yeah, it should be a good one.
yeah, it's kind it's well, how you doing first of all?
I'm doing great, man. I had a good CWL like you did. I heard in your last pod, you guys did really well. And coming into the new stuff coming soon that I'm sure we'll get into. Pretty excited. I'm excited for what's coming.
I got to give you a lot of credit for that DWL because when we talked last, okay, I was riding the struggle bus and you commandeered that thing. You got pulled
I
over
know
to
how
the
much
side
you
of the
do
road.
FCs, so I'm sure you
Yeah,
probably turned yourself
well,
around. Not as much me.
no, what we talked about was really insightful with the Dragon Duke, especially with the pets and things like that. So you hopped on the it's like Speed here. I'm Sandra Bullock in the back, and this is and Smitty is Keanu Reeves, and he's trying to keep the bus except for this one can be pulled over. Anyways, so after we got done talking, I started playing around, and it took I went in right away, started doing well. Then it kind of takes a couple days, and then I was doing really well, and finally coming into CWL, my normal attacks were just doing really well, but, so I have a lot to thank you for that, and understanding how all that is working, so
Good.
but
Yeah.
in the meantime, my Legend Leagues over the last couple weeks have started to, get a little bit rough again, and I don't know if it's I think at the end, like, when we were talking last, we're getting to the place where everybody's maxed.
Mhm.
Right, where the crafted it's right before the crafted season starts, and then the new crafted come out, and I'm doing well right away, like in Legends, and so I'm kinda riding that wave, and then now I'm in a spot like that today as we're talking and stuff, I'm gonna ponder, like, playing around with different armies or, I haven't really quite got the backpack to work well
The
yet, so
backpack's interesting, but no, those seasonal defenses, I don't think anyone is too upset unless, well, base builders are upset, but that bomb hive, I'm not upset it's gone. That thing was hard to hit against.
yeah, surprisingly, it's kinda weird, like, that creep that comes up,
Hmm.
where at first it's like, yeah, nothing, or in the middle, even when things are going, but it's just, like, at that very end point, maybe it's just, like, base builders um, and base designers are, like,
The hang
finally,
of
like,
it.
like, at their pinnacle.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of, you're talking about Legends League. I think that's kind of what's happening with Duke now, is they've just figured out ways to bat him a little bit and make it just a little more difficult to use these mass revive spells that I was using at least, and find like choke points where if he gets into it, no matter how many revives I have, it's like he can't get out. He's just toast.
Yeah. Especially with there's this one base I have where it's like inf monolith.
Mhm.
It's, like, just in a perfect placement that it catches everything, no matter what I do, so that's good to hear a little bit that maybe it's just the bases getting caught up more than, well, it's so you're mostly air, right? Like, from what I see on your
Mhm.
TikTok, you're running dragons or super dragons.
I'm using
Rock
Hydra right now, but I was
yeah.
using Super Dragons before, and both are Yeah, air comps. I've tried messing around with ground stuff, and I don't know if you've come against the lava launcher too much lately,
Yeah. Yep.
but for whatever reason, every time I do ground, it shoots my army, which it's supposed to do, and then it just like burns my warden to ability or death every time. And I cannot get around it. So I'm just to the point of like, I don't even want to mess with that thing. And if I can do air and it doesn't have to mess with it,
Yeah.
I just stick that way.
No, well, now that you're saying that, I'm like, is that what's happening to my warden? Because there a couple times, well, a few times this week where I'm like, God, I'll lose my warden on entry, and then I'm like, damn it.
Hmm.
But it, yeah, it's kind of tricky. I don't know. For me, I guess I don't. I guess I've kind of ignored it, but I think most of it is when I get close to where the lava launcher is. I almost always I think naturally that's a place in my army where I use a rage. So if
Hmm.
I can just rage them to get inside of there, to get into that, like, radius or whatever,
Yeah.
to get them out of there, then I'm doing alright, but
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think the issue with it for me is, and it's kind of a little bit what you're talking about, where it shoots and you see it landing on your main army, but you're never really paying attention to the warden in the back because he's normally fine.
yeah.
Now it's like these small circles of lava, I guess let's say the floor is lava, are just taking him like it's not as slow as you think. Like we watch it
No.
happen and I can see it going down and it's like there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Yeah, and maybe it's, like, too, like, the arc of on the circles. 'Cause, like, if my
Maybe.
warden comes in on the side a little bit, and
Hmm.
then he's being pulled by the troops over, he's kinda walking through it longer,
Yeah.
depending, like, I just noticed I have to be very careful with, to be very mindful. Are you seeing with the new crafted, are you seeing a lot of use other than the lava launcher?
No. Almost every base that I come into is a lava launcher, and if it's not, I'm almost not even looking at it because right now with using air, like it's not a big deal. And very, very rarely do you come up against air bombs or the roaster. And so I'm almost ignoring it completely at this point.
Do you think the air bombs in the roaster will be good later on?
I don't know. Like it'll be interesting because I think we've gotten a few teasers for the new updates that are coming. And I believe a dragon level and a yeti level were in there. And I'm
Yeah.
having success with dragons right now. So if they get another level, I'm just gonna keep running
You're
with
gonna be
them, you
very
know?
successful. Yeah. Well,
So
I almost think, like, maybe with the Dragon Duke in the backpack, eh, I think some clever placement of some things could be really, really good. Like, if I take my revenge if the revenge tower is being taken by the Duke, if that's a lot, like, if that's people's play, then
mm,
maybe the air bombs by the revenge tower just wrecks everybody's day.
could be, yeah.
Something like that just keeps it out of that 100% or same I feel like the roaster's a hidden gem for some reason.
It's just its range and its splash is just not big enough for me to be convinced. I might be wrong, but
Yeah,
it seems
yeah,
like it doesn't shoot far enough, and then on top of that, the splash, it feels like you have to be like right on top of it or it
yeah.
to hit the other troops. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I guess the last time I thought I thought the one would rise. I just feel like it's annoying, right? Like the thing annoys me. So I
Yeah,
feel like if you have an annoying defense, somebody's gonna I don't that
maybe.
probably doesn't make any sense, but like it's kinda like the hook tower just kind of annoyed me
Yeah,
and ended up, to be kind of good in the end, kinda
it was
cool.
really good. It was really fun to watch the hook tower just grab
Yeah.
your troops from across the base and swing them on the other side.
Well, speaking of which, fun to watch might be one of my main problems with the Dragon Duke in the backpack because I can't help but giggle, and I'm not kidding. Like I laugh out loud, giggle when that thing goes, and not if and so like I'm practicing in my, like, FCs, right?
Mhm.
And so I've been playing around with it, trying to, like, going, "Okay, I'm just gonna work it in with my normal army and make it a, like, get the hell out of here spell." Or, like, "Oh god,"
Yeah,
But I'll go in and I'll forget that I've put it on, and then I'll hit my ability thinking it's the stun, and he gets the hell out of there, and I just can't stop laughing every time.
yeah. I did that in a war attack today, where I just had him like going along the edge of the base, and I was like, oh, it's a perfect spot for the sun. Hit the ability, just to watch him go
Oh.
flying across the map is like, oops. It
And he
was the
just
same,
gets
like,
the weirdest look on his face, I swear to
yeah.
God.
It was the same thing you said though. I just couldn't help but laugh because I was like, he just like bolted out of there. Like he's like, nope, I'm gone.
But I have been having a hard time with it, like, getting it to work with my army, so I was kinda wondering what you thought about it, where I know you're
Yeah.
doing really well with it on your TikToks, and I loved your TikTok, by the way, when you were like, "Zoom," because I had just literally done almost the exact same thing when I saw that, and
Yeah, when he goes
I got the
flying.
biggest yeah, I got the biggest kick out of it.
No, so
Um,
I'm using it where I put the queen on one side and the dragon duke almost on the exact opposite corner of the base. So like if they're on two corners, one's at like a clock, one's at 9 and one's at 3. And then I use the queen's ability first so that I make sure I hit the right building because that's the giant arrow is a big problem for me. I always miss it, but
yeah.
use that first, and then I drop my Dragon Duke and click his ability almost right away. So it's almost like they're creating a giant line across the base, and then the Queen and the Duke end up together on the same side, and they work their way around whatever section they're going on, and then basically my army goes on the other side. If they're at they use that ability and they end up at 6 o'clock, my army would go like between 6 and 3. So they're almost next to each other, working their way across the base.
What abilities are you using on the queen?
So I just use the giant arrow and then the action figure, the giant or whatever you call that guy.
Giant baby.
Yeah,
Really
he's good
giant.
at just like tanking because normally sometimes what'll happen is like you use the queen's ability and then she dies almost immediately. And so he kind of gives you a little bit more tanking, but still, depending on where you put her down, she could die pretty quickly.
What I like about I think what one of the things I got after talking with you and then watching your videos, um, I I realized you kinda taught me how strong the Dragon Duke was by himself and, like,
Mhm.
just let him go and not to be so concerned with that health bar, I guess, like, run him out kinda thing,
Yeah.
um, and so it saves me from, like, hitting abilities too early or just letting him play it out, which I don't wanna say it saves me a revive, but it does in a way that I might not revive something because I'm gonna let him go.
Mhm.
Uh, so I run the stun and the heart.
Okay.
What am I what am I getting out of the backpack that I'm not getting out of the stun? Or,
So
like, is it automatically you think, like, should I just trade off no matter what army? Or I
not
guess I'm trying to work it
necessarily.
in, but
So the greatest thing about the backpack is with that, the giant arrow, and 2 earthquake spells, you can take down the CC, which is a huge. defensive part of the base that typically either stalls your troops with 2 ice golems or headhunters come out, whatever comes out. But it basically eliminates that building. Now you can use like 2 earthquakes to take out the revenge tower. You can use 1 earthquake and take out the multi-gear or the monolith. But um, mainly I'm always going for the CC and then just hoping in the same line there's one of those other defenses that I can also take out. And then what it really does is, because they cross paths, it creates a really good funnel for your troops to basically walk one way around the base, if that makes sense.
It's kind of like a highway, right? Like a
Yeah, it creates like a
opens up.
giant gap in the middle, and then everyone else. So like your army goes right, and your queen and dragon duke go left.
And so are you so okay, I guess are you're going for the CC
Almost always, yeah.
to
And
kill it before it comes out?
yeah, and I think what it does over the stun is it gets you that building, which is a big building, and then it also just sets that funnel. Whereas the stun, you still have to set the funnel with your queen or whatever troops you're going to use, and then work the Dragon Duke in either on one of the sides or on the back end so that he's not in range of the other air troops if you're using air troops. But the stun, I think the stun, quite honestly, is probably more versatile. I think in a month or maybe even less than that, maybe like 2 weeks, you'll start seeing it used more than the backpack, just because you can build bases against the backpack.
Yeah. Well, I
So,
guess well, I guess that's kind of my issue in a sense is that I think the backpack on one level is is super good
mhm,
and kind of just used in one way. And so I'm kind of thinking like how else could it be used too? Like cuz I'm doing a ground army and I kind of just adapt my army um instead of taking brand new armies. So it's like for me it's like how do I work this in or use it at all kind of thing.
yeah.
Um
It's
so
not one of those must uses. Like if you're good with the stun, I think you can stick with the stun. I did a video the other day using all common equipments. So just took out all the epics, and with my Hydra was still able to do extremely well without the rocket backpack. Like you don't need it.
yeah, you just it's just so fun though. You just kind of want to use it.
It is fun. It
It's
is
just
fun.
um so when you say take up you really mean like destroy the CC completely?
Yes. Like it's completely gone. And as long as it's not like on one of the edges where when you set your troops down or your heroes down, the CC comes out, it takes it out and you never have to worry about a CC troop.
And how many that's the arrow, the
Yeah, Dying Arrow, Rocket
backpack.
Backpack, and then 2 Earthquake spells.
Wow.
One thing you do have to be careful of is if there's builder huts nearby, it can heal the CC up enough to make it so it doesn't go down. So the trick to making it work is start with the 2 Earthquake spells, because if the Earthquake spell hits a builder hut, the builder automatically heals the builder hut first. So if you
Oh
drop
yeah,
the
that was in your
EQs,
video.
yeah. So if you drop the earthquakes, the builders will stay on the builder huts, and then you can take a little bit more time to line up your arrow, and then use your dragon duke from the other side and take down the CC. That's
Do you wanna
typically what I found the best way to do it.
do you wanna kinda recap that video? Or I mean, c is like, you
It's
put out the video about this. It was like what
the
would take down
Yeah. So
what?
I can do it real quick. So the rocket backpack and giant arrow, in both cases, if you use 1 earthquake spell, It'll take down the monolith, the scatter, the expo, inferno tower, the fire spitters, the new avalauncher, the multi-archer tower, or the multi-gear tower. It'll take down all of those with one earthquake spell. With two earthquake spells, there's 4 buildings that you need to do two with. It's the CC, the revenge tower, double what do you call it, ricochet cannons, and the super wizard towers. And then everything else can pretty much be taken out with just the rocket backpack and the giant arrow.
And you're saying do the quakes first because that build, like if there's a builder right next to it, then it has to go heal its own hut
Correct. Yeah, because like
first.
the monolith, for example, think the difference is like 8 HP, 8 health points. So like if you use the giant arrow and one healing, like the builder hut gets one hammer onto that monolith, so you need to use 2 earthquakes instead of one. It's that touchy.
Wow. And I bet
If
there's a
you,
lot of people out there like that are trying to do the attack that are screwing up on this part. Or like 80% of the time it's working because they're
Mhm.
doing and then they don't do it that way, but don't realize that that's why it's that would
Yeah,
be me. Yeah.
and I think that's something with base building that's getting more common is having these builder huts within range of the CC, the Revenge Tower, and the Monolith, because those are the 3 main buildings you're always looking for. And everything else is kind of just gravy, I guess you could say.
Is that what you're getting hit with?
I haven't really looked. I think I'm still getting
I was
hit.
just wondering about that myself. Like, am I getting hit with that?
Um, I don't think so. And I think the reason why is because right now, most players just don't have it maxed yet. I think once this event is over, I'll see it more. Right now, I'm saying it's about 50%, it looks like.
Okay, I'm looking at mine here. It'll take me a while to, but I have to pull it up on my phone for some reason.
Mhm.
I think I need glasses again. um, well, that's always what gets me a little bit is whether or not I should adjust for the meta,
Yeah.
or like I said, like with the backpack, try to find a way to use it differently than other people are using it, so that way it's not um susceptible. But I think you're really right about the bases catching up because eh, I'm using the MP and the uh, Duke, and I'm just falling short a little bit.
Mm.
It's been my big thing is like the time, or or like just shorter revive,
Yeah.
uh, just not the major blowout that. No, I guess I'm never blowing out in champ or in CWL, but and I guess maybe part of it too is like again with all like the different changes in legend leagues and like the and just like over the, new defenses,
Mm.
new crafted or whatever, and all this. What's a good Legends day now, right? Like,
Yeah.
am I batting where I should be? Um, so I don't. It makes me a little nervous, to be honest, for this upcoming placement week.
Yeah, you want
True.
to talk about that? That's
Yeah,
a new drop.
yeah. This was. I don't know why I'm sighing heavily. It's just like it's more from like it being like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so we're this week. Supercell announced probably one of the first uh pieces, right, of the upcoming update,
Mhm.
and with the upcoming update, there's going to be some rework of legends and splitting. I'm looking for the sheet right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
right
have it
here.
if you want me to go over it.
Sure.
So they're gonna split legends into 3 different categories. Um, Legend 1 is going to be 8 battles per day, just like we have it now. And it's only going to be 10,000 people. So if you
Oh,
rank below 10,000, you'll be placed into Legend 2, where if you rank above 10,000, you'll be placed in Legend 1. And it's going to be a 4-week tournament. Every week, if you're not in the 10,000 on that Sunday, you'll demote into Legends 2. So it's almost like 2 tournaments in one. Every week, you got to be above 10,000. And then at the end of 4 weeks, it'll reset like we have now, and you'll go back to 5K. Legends 2 is now going to be weekly tournaments like we have in Electro 33. You're going to have 30 battles per week, and the top 3 players from each group promote. And it doesn't say how many demote, but I'm assuming it's going to be roughly 5. Because Legends 3 is 24 battles per week with the top 5 players per group promoting. So if you are in next week, starting the 20th, they're going to do the placement week. So I think if you're within the top 10,000 after a week, so on the 27th, you'll be placed into Legend 1. If you're in the top 50,000, you'll be in Legend 2, and then everyone below that will end up in Legend 3.
it made me nervous. Well, okay. When I first heard this, right, I thought it meant at the end of the season. And I was riding the struggle bus a little bit the last couple um days in
Mhm.
Legend League. So I kind of took a hit. I was making my way back up after a rough start. I was making my way back up and I heard this and then I thought of all the times to do it, here I am, I'm gonna get stuck, for this and Warpig had said the same thing. But this is we're starting with a placement week. So that immediately I was like, okay, that's okay, thank God.
Yeah,
Um I my immediate reaction, I just assumed I was going to be lower. I don't want only 20 or whatever. I want
24.
8 a
Yeah.
day. So that's kind of that was my only like major thing with it. And that's, I guess, if I'm not in the top 10,000. And maybe
Mhm.
that is a benefit to get up there, but I had a very strong negative reaction right away to that news. But that was I didn't really know much more than that. What
It
do you think?
is, it's weird because for me, 8 battles per day does get tough. And on one account, I can do it. I have 3, so that's where it gets to be a problem. But the weekly tournaments are a lot easier because on Saturday or Sunday, I can kind of binge all of those attacks. But I do understand, like, I mean, we're talking Legends League right now is, I think, 191,000 players. And you're basically taking 5% of those players, and that's the only group of people that the daily grind of Legends is going to stay the same for. The other 95% of people are now going to be doing weekly tournaments, which I I understand why they're doing this. The 10,000 person number or account number, I don't fully understand, but I also acknowledge that they probably have a lot more stats that I just don't know.
Yeah.
And they've chosen that number for a reason.
I could see a number like that saying, if we keep it at a certain number, there's not inflation. And
Hmm.
like, and I don't know what the negative of it is, but if there's that many people in Legends, right, then, um
So I'll give you the
I
negative right now because
okay.
current Legends, when we started off, I think it was October or November, right, of last year.
Yeah.
So it's been like
Yeah, yeah.
almost 6 months, let's say. Let's just go with a flat 6 months. Originally, 100,000 people made it into Legends. So within 6 months, Legends has basically doubled in size, which,
Legend party.
yeah, it's not a huge problem, but the issue becomes that diminishes the value of being in the leagues itself because The idea is to make Legends the top tier for players to play in and to get them to be pushing towards that top 1K or whatever your goal is.
Yeah.
But with 191,000 people in it, I don't know if you've noticed, but like Electro 33 now has Town Hall 16s in it. And when it came out, it might have had
Oh,
one
I
or
did not.
two, but now it has like 15 to 20. And Legends has like 400 Town Hall 17s in it. And when it originally came out, that wasn't the case. And it's just the more players that rise up into Legends, what'll happen is Electro 33 will just become, let's
Yeah.
be a little exaggerative here, but it'll be Town Hall 9s and everyone else will be in Legends because it's just slowly creeping up month by
People are
month.
just passing it. They're just,
Yep.
yeah, transferring out of it.
And the difficulty with that is just people don't demote from Legends. It's really easy to stay above 4,900 cups.
Yeah.
And changing it, so this is why they're changing it to 10,000 people, a specific number, because no matter what, Legend 1 will be 10,000 people. I think it'll actually be like 12,500 because they need the demotion promotion in it, but it'll be at that 10,000 number where you won't end up with double the amount of players in 6 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I could see that because, yeah, because you're right. You get into Legend and only that first week or only, yeah, I guess maybe it was only that first week or 2 where I was nervous that I would demote, and then I realized it's gonna be very hard because I got
Mhm.
placed into Electro 33, I think, when that happened,
So
before.
when I don't know, I was also placed in Electro 33 when it happened, and I think it might have taken me 2 months to get out. I might have not gotten out the first month.
Yeah.
And now I dropped an account into Electro 33 just to see what it was like when this came out. And I am number one in the league, and it's not even close. It's just like most of the
You'd
bases I
have
was
to.
hitting were like rushed 18s or mid level 18s, and my defenses log looked a lot better. I just remember when it came out, it was like you were
Yeah.
fighting for that promotion, and now it's like as long as you make, I think, like 2.5 stars per attack, you'll be pretty close to getting promoted in Electro 33.
Yeah, it's like the club level in, like, Legends, like, once you got there, it's like, "Oh," easy to stay, everything is great, like,
Mhm.
you're kinda playing the game like. And then it was just a different contrast from that Electro 33 ranked. Now, I remember liking the weekly thing. Um, I wanted more attacks in it. Um, what made me nervous when I saw the placement and thinking, I was just gonna get placed again, was remembering how hard it was to get out, and then it got harder for a long time.
Yes. Hmm.
And so, like, seeing people in Legends be able to progress, so far, like, oh, if you're in Legends, you can progress up as far as you can go, but it's not the case if you're in that league. It just you get stuck behind that wall.
Yeah.
Um, so, I don't know how to I think you'd kinda know what I'm trying to say or
You know,
what the
I get
feeling
what you're
was, it's
getting.
like.
Yeah. I've talked to a lot of people about this, and a lot of people have share the same thoughts you do. Like they don't want to be in the weekly tournament. They like the 8 battles per day, and I get
Yeah.
that. Um, I really do think most people who are getting 8 attacks per day are going to end up in this Legend 2 bucket, which means you'll get 30 attacks per week, which is a little bit less. I think it's like 4 paddles per day, but um, it'll be 30 per week. And I think the one thing, the big win for Supercell here, at least in my eyes, is that all three of these leagues give you the same bonus.
Oh, okay.
So, like, whatever the legend bonus is now, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's going to stay the exact same for Legends 1, Legends 2, and Legends 3. So, even if you're in Legends 3, you're still going to get the same amount of starry from your daily star bonus and the same amount of like golden elixir and all that stuff. So, that's not changing. It just is how many tax per week and how the week is built out is changing.
And so I thought about that, and I was thinking, I, I'm not very happy. Let me just say
I
that.
can see that. Like I
Oh,
totally understand it, and I think right now for me, I'm gonna try and get one account into this Legend 1 tier and then have the rest in the bottom ones. But if I don't
same.
have one account in Legends 1, like yeah, it's gonna be weird not having to do a tax every
Yeah.
day.
Well, here was kind of my, and I'm open, right? So this was kind of a reaction, in a crazy week.
Mhm.
And I just, I thought immediately, don't mess with my attacks. I,
Yeah.
I look forward to sitting down at the end of the night and doing my attacks. It's a good part of my day.
Mhm.
Win or lose, I really like that. And and so that was kind of like, where I came from right away. And then as I thought about it, I'm like, well, it does, at the same time, if you take down the attacks like from 8 to like 6 or 4, you might put in more time in practicing up, kind of more like a war attack. But then at the
Mhm.
same time, you're not getting as much practice with
Modifiers.
yeah, with the modifiers and up against these bases. And it just in my brain, I thought, why why mess why take away people's desire to attack without putting um more opportunities for them to engage in competitive play.
Mhm.
Because, if like, kind of hearing stuff, about Supercell and, like the stuff that they came out with, it's like, um, w it seems like you want people to get into the game more often.
Yeah.
So, does that how does that play out? And I don't know, right? And so that was just kinda like my gut instinct, and maybe there is something else coming with it. Maybe FCs, can make up for it, but that was just like my gut. And I know in the past, I've, thought about things that they've done or put in there, and I know that the picture is incomplete. And
Mhm.
more so now, understanding like the updates and kind of like the scaffold of how things lay out. But that was
Yeah.
just my like kind of where I went.
I understand that, and I think it's a fair like gripe, I guess I would say, or like you're not like mad, but it's like I like this, and why are you changing it, type thing.
The other
And
the other
yeah.
thing is to say is like how many players are like you and have multiple accounts, right? So like if maybe 50% of the Legends players have multiple accounts in Legends.
Mhm.
And by that standard, you're basically putting it at you're you're saying, we wanna make it manageable for the players who play a lot too.
Yeah,
So
it
I
could be
see
that.
because most of anybody that I've heard say, about the number of attacks, they've had multiple accounts. So,
Mhm. I
um,
think something that I'll be looking to do now, if this when this update goes live, if I don't have all accounts in Legends One, which I highly doubt I will, um,
well,
is
I wouldn't be surprised.
just do more like Family Wars or like kind of more of that stuff where
Yeah.
like you're heading over, or maybe like you start up a clan and you just like, for example, SOG and House of L have a 5v5 like friendly war at night. And I
Yeah.
don't have to do my Legends attacks that day, so I don't have to worry about like, oh, I need to get these 8 hits in and then I can go do that. We could just do a friendly war and that be like my entertainment for the night. And
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna work. I'm
Yeah,
interested to
exactly.
see what other opportunities come from not needing to hit 8 times per day. But at the same time, like for people who have one account and aren't in that top league, like you said, it's gonna
I'm gonna be
really
lonely.
diminish how much you play per day.
My clan's gonna boot me. They're gonna figure out a way to kick me out because I'm gonna be doing so many
Yeah, there's
FCs.
gonna be twice the amount of FCs now.
Yeah, but I guess I don't know, there's like they said at the bottom of the message, more to be coming soon.
Mhm.
So my reaction then, but the more I've learned since my mind's open to it. I do kind of think that the the 10,000 is kind of cool. I feel like then you're going, yeah, I can make it in, like
Yeah.
then it's an achievement. Um,
And I'm gonna guess the reason they picked 10,000 players is because each one of these leagues is gonna have a different modifier to it. So Legends 1 is gonna be, let's say it's like esports mode now. Legend 2 will be legend mode, and Legend 3 will be master mode. And so as you go up, it'll get harder. And right now, some of the top players that I've been talking with, they're going like plus 320, minus 320 almost daily. It's to the point
okay.
it's to the point where the game is too easy for them. It's not too easy for us. But
Yeah.
for the guys who are like Stars and Gaku and all these guys who are always at the top of the leaderboards, they're basically averaging like plus 311 and above. So they're basically 7 attacks are perfect per day, and maybe one, if they have a bad day, misses. And that makes it's
Yeah.
really stagnant where you can't get a huge jump every day because you have, even if you have a good base, like you might get like one defense. And I think what the idea they're going to build in this Legend 1 is to make it more like esports mode where if you're one of the best players in the world, you might be getting 6 to 7 triples per day, but very rarely are you going plus 320. And then people like me who are at the bottom of the 10,000 might be getting 4 to 5, like kind of like how Legends originally came out, where it was super
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see that back in Legends 1. I think it's going to be very, very difficult. And I mean, something we've also had come out recently was the changes to CWL are coming, and they're going to mimic these modes. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, there's a lot coming.
Okay. Okay. I want to ask about that,
Okay.
but let's. I'm seeing this. I've got a thing pulled up in front of me that talks about the modifiers. Um, in Legends now
Okay.
and what they'll be. And so just to kinda because I think you just said it, right? Um, the old Legend was plus 15 defense percent, plus 15% DPS on defense and
Mhm.
defense heroes in HP and DPS, right? The, uh, the current Legend League that's a current one. So, and the current esports one is 20% and 20%,
Mhm.
and an offensive hero HP and DPS is minus 20%. That is becoming the new legend one, except for Guardians get a 20% buff as well in
Really?
Legends 1.
Okay. I haven't
Yeah,
seen that. So that would be kind of crazy because I mean, I hate the Guardians. They're kind of a pain in the butt, but
see if I'll share it to the chat here and see if you can.
okay. Where did this come from? Do you know?
It was on did I go here? Let me just let me do the millennial thing and or the take a
Oh, I
screenshot
see
of
it.
the screenshot.
Okay.
Did it come through?
Um, oh no, it didn't.
Okay, here, I got it. Um, Tyler sent this, so which usually means a reliable source.
Okay.
Okay, there, I sent it. It seems to stack up with what I've heard, and so the Guardian thing I don't know if that actually made it out yet until like, I've heard whispers of,
Mhm.
people talking about it, but I think that's the first time I've seen it kind of
Okay.
in writing. So, but you see what I'm seeing, right? Like
Yeah, the boost 20% to Guardians. Um, yeah, and then the heroes minus 20%, but no changes to their hero equipment, which is different from esports mode because esports mode has the like -8
oh,
levels to your hero equipment.
that's what that -3 and -6 is. Okay.
Yeah.
So Guardians and Legends 2. So in Legends 2, then it's going to be a plus 15%, plus 15%. Uh, Guardians will get a 10% boost
Mm.
and a minus 10% hero on offense.
Yeah. So
So it looks
basically,
like,
they're just making everything a lot harder in those top two tiers. It looks like.
well, I guess in the top three. Well, I guess here's a different way to. Right now in Legend, there's no Guardian buff, and there's no offensive hero HP DPS decrease.
Hmm. Yeah.
In the new in all 3 of the new legends, that's gonna get they're each gonna take it's a 20 minus 20, minus 10%, uh, in Legends 2 and a minus 5% in Legends 3. So even Legends 3, I think it would probably be as hard as Legends 1 or close to. Because you're
Yeah.
also getting your heroes are getting, taking a little bit of a tank.
It's definitely going to be harder, yeah, throughout all three of oh, maybe I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be tough because that 10 does that 5% negate the 10% or the 5% difference?
Yeah.
It'll be close. I think Legends 3 at the end of the day will be balanced similar to how our current Legends League is. And then Legends 2 will be a little bit harder and then Legends 1 will be like crazy difficult and you need to basically be one of the top players or a very good player to be able to restart and compete at that level.
So what are you gonna do to prepare?
uh,
I'm scared.
Hope.
Yeah.
I pushed the last few days on my one account just to get ready for the 7 day what do you call it,
Or
the placement
extravaganza.
period. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, you can't really practice for it would be practicing on esports mode really would be what I'd have to do.
That's what
And
I was just thinking.
that's gonna I don't I've made hits in esports mode and I'm not very good, so this could be trouble.
Yeah, that's what I'm well, if going back to Worlds last year in esports mode, uh, it seemed like people had to when people were doing really well in Worlds, so it'd be about the same kinda thing,
Mhm.
um, very less spammy armies, very intentional, picking bases apart, all of that kind of stuff. You kind of had to do different armies.
Yeah.
But the percentages, I like it if I can get a 93% and we're still in it. A 93% too, and we might be up against a 90%, 91% two star.
Yeah.
That's I don't mind that at all, at all.
I'm a bigger
So
fan of that route as well versus the like you have to triple, which I feel like what is going on in today's meta is more like if you don't triple, you're losing. Whereas like in what you're
yeah,
talking about is like if I get a 90%, like I might still be the winner in this situation. Whereas now, if you get a 90%, you're typically the loser.
yeah. It's like if you don't hit the 3, then it's over, but I it builds excitement into it for me to do it the other way.
Yeah. I guess
Well,
to put a bow on it for me, what I like is that they're addressing problems that will be coming up later and they're trying to make it better for everyone. Like whether it's going to be better for everyone, it's really difficult when you have a huge player base like Clash of Clans does. But at
Yeah.
least they're trying. I feel like this year and going back to almost like right before Town Hall 7 or 18 came out, they've just been a lot more active in terms of doing quality of life stuff. Even I would even go back to when we got the no wait update. Like ever since then, it feels like they've been on their game in terms of at least trying to change the game in a way that makes it better for everyone.
I felt like that was a first step in a big plan. That was like a real kickoff. Happened a little bit before that, but it
Hmm.
I was not a fan of that. I'm still not really a fan of it. But, um, but I think it made more sense with the other pieces
Yeah.
when the other pieces came. So,
And yeah,
I think
that I would
Scotty can be
totally
patient.
agree. Like the balancing of the Duke makes a lot more sense today after hearing about these changes that are coming than it did, let's say March 1st when it came out, because I think it was pretty immediate or pretty unanimous that he's incredibly strong, and it was just a matter of time before he got nerfed. And with the
Think
changes going on towards Legends, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a nerf for him or his equipment or really anything, depending on how strong
yeah,
these leagues are.
because he's gonna sail into the new he got cocky, and he's gonna sail into the new villages, and, uh-oh,
Everyone's
he's gonna
everything's gonna get slapped.
oh, humble pie, here we go.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
um, so does that look we could switch over to the CWL
Hmm.
because the CWL is going to be having modifiers as well
I
into the new league, right? But we don't
correct. I don't we haven't gotten any official information on it that I know of. But I feel like I remember the verbiage of when it came out was it was going to be similar to the modifiers in Legends League. So if I was putting on my tinfoil theory cap and guessing at what they're going to come out with, I would say that this new league, whatever they call it, if they call it Legends, if they call it Electro, or whatever's going to be above Master, or Champion, I mean, sorry, Champion, it's going to be the third level will be similar to Legends 3. The second level will be Legends 2, and the top level will end up being Legends 1. Modifiers.
now, do we know if that okay, wait, okay, that's what's the new category called?
We don't know yet. They
Okay, we
haven't
don't know.
said
So
it,
it's
no.
the new things.
Whatever the new thing is going to be, yeah.
I don't know why I had a crazy idea last night, as I was kinda looking at that, as you've got Legends 1, 2, and 3, and then you've got Expert, with the what if
Hmm.
they move the Clan Wars into that as well?
I mean, Clan Wars have had this discussion for a long time, and it, I would love it because personally, the tie thing isn't for me, but I don't know how they do it without making it like at that point, it's just changing the balance of the game. Like you
Well,
have to be it have to be a sign up, but like, how do you get enough people to sign up for
what if
one versus the other?
what if whatever league you're in CWL is a Clan War for the month?
Yeah, you'd have to have enough people in those leagues to have enough clans to be able to do that, but maybe.
I don't know, I feel like because on the very bottom of that message, they said there's more
Okay, it's coming.
coming. We they haven't released the name of the upper thing, but it's probably gonna be this month. Um, and then we've got I don't know, I I kind of I
I'd,
would not be I almost bet. I almost wanna say bet that there's something in that coming. But
I
I don't know,
wouldn't
I
be
have a feeling, I should
surprised.
say.
I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised because it seems like they're revamping a lot of the stuff that has been in the game for a while. So like CWL,
Connecting.
the wait times, the ranked mode system, like all that stuff was. I mean, Legends the as Legends it had been since 2019, I think 2018. So it had been like 7 years with it out changing, and they've changed it this year. And CWL has been, I don't know when that came out, but it's never changed since it came out. So could they changed wars? Probably. I mean, they're changing just about everything else, so why not?
Because what if you were in, like, let's say you're CWL, and what if even any of the CWL leagues with a modifier, if your clan is in that league that month, you're playing with those modifiers.
It would
And it's
be
all the clans in, and it could be like, champs is like expert, right?
hmm hmm
And then you go up. So any of the clans and champs, their clan wars are in expert. Any of the clans in masters are in masters or whatever it is, like I don't know.
yeah.
I just that I could just see that being an easy way to categorize them.
I love the idea, and the only thing that is my hesitant to say that would be a great way to go forward is just how many clans would be in those leagues. So like I would have to look this up, but I don't know how many clans are in Champs 1. But like if you're a Champs 1 clan and
Or if
you're
you were
only
just all
playing, yeah, if there's only, I think there's, I don't know how many there are, but let's say there's 100. Like even that for like a week is a lot, but when you start taking into account spin times and like who's in war, who's not in war, I would just be worried that some clans in the top leagues would have trouble matching consistently and at a high
yeah.
level to where they're not waiting like a full day to match another clan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why I feel like if they did it that way, it would have to be all of champs. It would have to be all of masters
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
that way, but I don't know.
We'll see.
It just seems like the pieces seem to, like, be connecting a little bit more, or, CWL getting modifiers, um, the changes to modifiers in this rank system. Like, it feels like there might be a tier. They're kinda going into these tier kinda things, so maybe that would be I would like that to be practicing in regular wars, if we're in champs, we had champs style wars all month, and I don't know, but
So I guess that's a great segue into what are you guys going to change? Because you just talked about your CWL placement last week and how you use a spreadsheet. Are you guys going to change that if your current league has a modifier on it?
well, I believe, I think was it, Fat Bloke, uh, was in the chat last night, and he asked about that,
Mhm.
and I don't think we'd ever considered that.
Okay.
So it would, because right now wars are all in normal, and I think that's the question that got me thinking about the modifiers it
In
across all the
wars.
leagues.
Because I
Just because I was
know
like, yeah, because that's gonna make your performance. So if you are in Electro 31
Mhm.
and you are not having experience with legend modifiers all month, and we
Exactly.
go
Yeah.
to CWL where there are those modifiers of legends, how prepared are you? Is
That's
the
exactly
question.
why, and like so SOG and the rated, and I believe maybe Redthorn as well, but they're they've kind of come out with a initial um, statement of being like when these modifiers go in place, if you are in one of the modifier CWLs, minimum league that you should be in should be at the same level as the league that you'll be in CWL. So like for example, master modifiers. Like if you're in a CWL with master modifiers, you should be in the corresponding league in the ranked system for master modifiers, which would be Electro 33 or higher.
Yeah. And
It's
I
because,
imagine
like you
not.
said, it's the experience. Like a normal attack versus a legend attack is completely different. And if someone's queen normally gets like, let's say 5 buildings while getting targeted by an expo, in Legends mode, she might only get 2. And
Yeah.
that difference is huge.
Oh, yeah. And you don't really realize it either till you go in and it's just you just fall short.
Hmm.
And everything that you're doing, it just is a little bit weaker, and I saw that a lot with going back to esports and stuff last year. It's just like, wow, things are just completely different. I'd
Hmm.
imagine, like, not every clan has the ability to factor that in. I could imagine it being and I think most of us right now are in or a lot of us are in Legends.
Hmm.
Everybody who is in or close to Legends, if they're in the, in our CWL, I could imagine it being like, at least at first,
Yeah. And
your Legend League rank gives you preference. Like, let's say they were the top 18, maybe it's just that we gotta I don't know.
it's
I'll let the
tough.
board experts, like, bat that
It's
idea around too.
it's tough, and that's why we already put it out, is because like some players who are some of our top attackers in CWL, you just don't like to play in Legends, so they're down in, I don't know, let's just name a lower league like Dragon 30. And they're just hanging out, and it's not because they're not good enough to be in Legends, it's just because they just don't, the league system
League
isn't for
system.
them. But with the new CWL, it's like you're one of our better attackers, but also like you're gonna need to know what these modifiers are like. So how do we tell you that you have to play in that modifier league? And
Yeah,
it's tough. It's gonna make things a little difficult.
and his comment, Fat Bloke's comment going down that road, I'm thinking of the other people, like other podcasters who might not like the Legend League, right? Like that I
Hmm.
hear, or whatnot. The problem and people who don't want to do the trophy pushing, I think that creates that problem, and then the problem could be fixed by those clan wars that match up because then they have another arena to prove that their war arena is it gives them that stat of
Yeah,
being able to hit within that. So that was just like, I guess, as we talk now I can understand my train of thought a little bit more on it, but that's
yeah.
so so you guys are gonna do it by and then if you don't have anybody, if you don't have enough people in that, then it's I mean, that's a lot. Like, I think about
It'll just go
prioritizing, I
to
guess.
yeah, like whoever. That's like some of the things is like some of our best attackers aren't in that league, so we'll probably prioritize the people who are in Legends and then drop down. But again, we don't know what the modifiers are going to be yet. It's very, it's very just like, look, we're gonna have some changes coming to how we do CWL. Just be ready, and hopefully everyone will be okay with it.
Um, so we are getting the update sometime, and this was the question, right?
Mhm.
What when is it coming?
So from that post, if our migration period starts April 20th and it's gonna be a week long, April 27th? Seems like, is April 27th a Monday? I gotta look at a calendar.
I think it's Tuesday,
And it's a Monday. April
Monday.
27th is a Monday. So I'm gonna go out on a limb, and if I had to place a bet like you were talking, I'm gonna say April 27th.
Well, what if it doesn't? What if it's
Could be later. I
well,
think,
here was my
yeah.
question. It was that if we're playing for placement, what if they're dropping the new like, are we gonna get the update during the 20 to 27th? If the update drops on Monday, let's say,
I don't know.
or they'll just go normal placement.
think they'll do the placement week, and then I think on the final day, once you play, like after the 26th, I guess. So you hit 20th to the 26th. So I guess that's 7 days. And then on the morning of the 27th, before you're able to attack, or not, maybe not before you're able to attack, but they'll lock in what you placed on the 26th. And I think they'll probably do the full update on the 27th, just because they like to do everything at once. And quite honestly, that's a week before CW, or 5 days before CWL starts. So it would make sense
Yeah.
for the update to come out and them to give more information on changes coming to CWL on that day as well. So I guess we'll find out. I mean, if it's
Yeah.
on the 27th, we'll have sneak peeks on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe somewhere between that range.
Do we know of anything else?
I mean,
Oh,
I think what they showed in an Instagram post: dragons, yetis, army camps, scatter shot. What hasn't been upgraded yet? Scatter shots, I think, was on there. Um, Maybe a new siege machine. I think you were mentioning too. I think you saw that somewhere
yeah.
in
So in
this.
the so Terminator,
Mhm.
he's always like digging into these sceneries,
Okay.
and so he makes. I didn't look at. I found this one on my own, but I had seen something on TikTok about a Trojan horse siege machine, and I like it just popped up, and I just don't know if it's AI or whatnot. But in the Sound of Clash scenery, there's a big horse that's on fire that has
Mhm.
wheels on it and chains, and it's a huge horse overlooking the whole arena, up by the I don't know if you have the scenery, but,
I'm gonna pull it up.
uh,
Yeah, I don't have the scenery, but can oh, of course, I'm being attacked. I was gonna
eh
say, can I see it in the preview? But um, so I know what you're talking about because I've seen this, and actually, the first time we saw it was. Do you remember when the Dragon Duke came out? That week-long period where we had the video of like you got to unlock him, and they were entering doors. The community managers were.
yeah, yeah, yep.
So in that video, there's a dragon on wheels, what you're talking about, that rolls up to one of the doors, and I think it goes into one, and I think it had like an archer queen in it or a hero in it, and it was kind of weird, like, oh, brush it off, whatever. I don't know what that is, but that would make a lot of sense that if it's in the new Sound of Clash scenery and it was in that video, maybe they were teasing towards
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I think so, and Terminator always says they always put preview or hint and put previews of things that are kinda coming up, like, you can kinda see the Dragon Duke's lock thing in the one and
Yep.
stuff, so I know that he's catching these little things, and there's usually a place in the event scenery or, like, in the or I don't know if it was the Gold Pass scenery or whatnot.
Well, the
One of
Duke was
those.
teased in, I think it's in a war scenery. No, it's that one where there was all four heroes were shown around the outside of the base, and the fifth one was a broken open egg with nothing on it, and everyone was saying new
Oh,
hero
yeah.
confirmed, and this is the new hero, but we couldn't tell what it was. I think that was the sneak peek for Dragon Duke. It was like the first time we thought one might be coming.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, it's certainly been a
Eventful
happening,
month.
busy couple weeks. What do you think of the scenery this month's?
I think it's cool. I didn't buy it because I have so many already, but it's sweet. I mean, the skins are cool too. If you're into, I guess it's punk
Yeah,
rock or scream or whatever,
yeah.
consider
Well,
this music. I could see a lot of people buying it.
I had to buy it because I went and saw Lady Gaga this last week, so I thought it was, like, the fitting month to have this scenery for
Sure.
sure. But,
What
yeah,
do you what do you think of the Minion Prince then, as he flies around beating drums?
I didn't buy the skins,
Skins.
but,
Oh, okay.
um, I kinda keep The skins, I think I like more when they're very almost real, I like not real, but more like about the character instead of like the outfit,
Random. Yeah.
like the drums. Like I like the queen on the chariot, for example. I didn't buy it, but I thought that was kind of a cool,
Yeah, I
like,
gotcha.
something with but so I don't think I'm gonna buy them. I realize I just go back to the same skins anyway, so I can just
So
kinda
so do I.
wait
I
for
always go
something.
back to the Year of the Snake scenery because it's one of my favorites.
Oh, do you? Do you that is that the, like, warden you put on then too? 'Cause he was really good
No,
for
I
that, wasn't he?
don't. Let me see. What do I have on the Warden? Lately I've been trying to use the skins that I can see the most because so much is going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
But
I go back
my
to that cyberpunk a lot,
you're right. My Warden does
image a
have the
lot.
Year of the Snake scenery on it, or the skin where he flies in the cloud.
Yeah.
Good one.
Hmm. Well, I think we made it through our list. Do you have anything else you wanted to
No, I think. I mean, you're gonna have a big episode next week when all these sneak peeks start coming out, probably.
Oh, man. Yeah, a guessing one. I don't know, I feel like if they're starting the peaks this I guess when stuff started popping up about this, it seemed like it was gonna be a minor update, like, "Oh, we're gonna get new Clan War League," and, maybe a couple troops and a couple or a couple defensive levels,
Mhm.
but as we get nearer, it seems like a
Seems like it's a
huge
big one.
update.
This is the
Yeah.
update that I think the no wait update time
Yeah, a
frame. It's right
year
around this
ago,
time of year again.
and that kinda changed everything up, so I guess, like, yeah, I wasn't really anticipating a big one coming. I thought in fact, I've been holding on to my Super Yetis. I thought they were
They
gonna drop on the 1st of the month, the new
they're gonna drop
levels,
soon, I think.
but if the defenses are getting new levels, I don't know. I gotta play around. I think I'm just gonna start training on esports and
Mhm.
see what happens, but I suppose if we're doing normal Legends next week, that's I wish we knew what for
I mean,
sure definitively what we're, playing for. It
yeah,
almost makes sense for them to put it in Legends 1 mode and let everybody then it would be the more accurate placement, like, of the top 10,000.
yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens because yeah, like you said, a week isn't a long time, so I'm I'm sure it'll see some separation, but it's gonna be you're gonna need a good day, or if you have a bad day on the final day, you could end up in Legends 2 or 3, I guess.
Yeah, I'll have to keep you
We'll
posted.
see. We'll
Well, should we do
see.
shoutouts?
Yeah, let's do it.
What do you got?
So first of
I'll shout
all,
out you for being here.
I'm gonna
Again,
shout.
thank
I'm
you.
gonna I'm gonna resend that back over. I'm gonna shout you out for having me on the podcast again. I have a lot of fun
Awesome.
doing these and really enjoy it, so I appreciate it.
Great time. Thank you.
Um, I will shout out the guys at SOG, Red Thorn, and the Rated, who are now all
Woo-woo.
in Champions One for CWL. So
Congrats.
yeah, that's Red Thorn promoted from Champions 2 last month, and then the Rated and SOG held firm in Champions 1, so that was fun. And then just all the people who've been supporting me with my content. I mean, you've been a big one, and Kat has been huge as well. Just telling me to keep it going,
Keep going.
and really, really supporting me and telling me when I do good things and telling me when I need to improve some things. But it's been great. I mean,
You do great.
everyone's been phenomenal. So just shout everyone out there.
I really enjoy your videos, and I think, you should really check out Smitty Plays Clash, on both YouTube and TikTok. Um,
Thank you.
the one thing you have to use a trademark, I think, on TikTok, don't you?
Um,
Smitty trademark? It's Smitty trademark Plays Clash, or right?
I'll have to look.
There's
I
one
thought
of
they were
those.
both the same, but
I don't know, I thought I was looking it up. I can double check too, and,
so
um
they're both at Smitty Plays Clash.
at
But my
SmittyPlays.
user, my profile
Oh.
name is SmittyTM on
Oh, okay.
TikTok.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know what I was
Oh,
thinking,
you're
but
good. You're
they're
good.
fun. And like we were talking, I like the bite size, um, and the what we were talking about in one part of the podcast was the what things get taken down by this, and
Mhm.
like those little videos, those short ones like that just get that you do. I mean, they're and in the longer ones, but like the when it gets right at the heart of it, um, and they kind of pop through as I'm going to, so I catch them a lot more, and I really enjoy them.
Thank you. Anyone
Zoom.
else?
Uh, shout out to you. Shout out to the other podcasters out there, and the content creators. And a big shout out to the listeners out there. Thanks for tuning in and supporting the show with your presence. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Um, and to the House of L, Tyler and uh, doing all the work for CWL, all the co-leaders and the clanmates. Almost every clan member would be a co-leader at this point, and I really, it you kind of come in passing, like throughout the day, but I just really appreciate um, everybody and all their work and contributions. It really means a lot. So, um,
Sure.
other than that, I think for this week, you can get a hold of Smitty at Smitty Plays Clash, right?
Yep.
On YouTube and on TikTok.
Same
Anywhere
thing. Yep.
else? Yeah.
Not really. No. I mean, my
Okay.
Discord is the same thing, but YouTube or TikTok are the best ways to reach me.
And uh, and I'll share this in the show notes as well, so you can find them. Um, get a hold of us at clashofclanspodcast@gmail.com or clashofclanspodcast.com, or you can find us in the House of L. Um, that's House of EL. Uh, and all that information's on the website too. So until next time, everybody, keep it clashy.
Keep it clashy.
Skilly beep boop, skilly boop.